Hi, I'm Joe Ramus with Provident Travel, and I want to thank all of you for joining in to watch our presentation on the Murat Shrine Group trip to Autumn in the South. The trip is September 26th through October 2nd, 2021. And I do want to give a special thank you to Tim Whitaker for asking me to work on the trip. And also a special thank you to Tim and Mike McClary for helping me promote the trip to the group. I would like to tell you a bit about our company and myself. Provident Travel is wholly owned by AAA in Cincinnati. I, in fact, have worked at AAA Group Department for 36 years. And I couldn't be more proud of working for such an upstanding company. And as far as our tours, folks, I want you to know that everything is done on a first-class, upscale manner. This is a motor coach tour group tour, and the motor coach company we use is Crown Charter out of Indiana. Crown is an upstanding motor coach company. They offer us late model deluxe touring vehicles. All of them are within 3 years old. I've worked with all the drivers, and they're the very best, safest professionals you could have. As far as your accommodations, we always use first class hotels. On this particular trip, you're going to experience some very nice Hampton Inns and also a very nice beachfront Hilton Hotel in Myrtle Beach. We include full sightseeing, and we include some great meals. So our goal is to make sure you have a wonderful experience with us and come home well satisfied. So with that, I'd like to go ahead and talk about the itinerary in the trip. The first and last day on this trip is a little bit of a travel day, but it's really not too long and hard. On Sunday, September 26th, we will pick up at the Murat Shrine, and we'll be traveling on towards Asheville, North Carolina. It's not a bad travel day, but along the way, we do make stops at least every 2.5 hours. We'll stop for lunch on your own and have an afternoon stop. And then we do include dinner on our way to the hotel that night. And we'll again be staying at a very nice Hampton Inn in Asheville. On Monday, September 27th, first thing that morning, you'll have breakfast included at your hotel, and then we'll be going to visit the Biltmore Estate. The Biltmore Estate is called America's largest home. It was built by George Vanderbilt, and it is a magnificent mansion. It's one of the most amazing homes I have ever been to. It took 1,000 men 6 years to complete the building. It has 250 rooms, 65 fireplaces, 43 bathrooms, 34 bedrooms. It's absolutely amazing. The mansion itself covers 4 acres of floor space, and the surrounding grounds these days are just 250 acres, and it was many, many hundreds of acres more when it was first built. Absolutely amazing for the turn of the century. Again, it started 1895, was completed in 1901, but it had some of the most amazing things that houses in those days never had. It had electricity, it had telephones, it had an indoor pool. Absolutely amazing. And the grounds themselves are just gorgeous. The gardens were designed by the same landscape designer that designed Central Park in New York City. It is just an amazing place to visit, and I know you'll enjoy your time there. This afternoon, we're going to head to South Carolina and Myrtle Beach, and along the way, we'll have dinner. And then early that evening, we'll be checking in for 2 nights at the wonderful Hilton Myrtle Beach Oceanfront Resort. They have you'll have oceanfront rooms with balconies, and it is a wonderful full-service property. Hey, we've been on the go a couple of days on this trip. So on Tuesday, September 28th, we're going to give you some free time. You are right in the heart of everything in Myrtle Beach. I know Tim told me there's a number of you that like to golf. That's one of the things Myrtle Beach is well known for, is many, many terrific golf courses, and we can help you set up with tee times for that if there's someplace you want to play golf. Some of you ladies or others may want to go shopping. We have transportation to the local shopping areas. You may want to just relax at the pool or go to the beach, but the day is yours to do whatever you want to do. That evening, we have dinner included at a great local restaurant, and then we go to the big entertainment venue there called the Carolina Opry. So a free day, but breakfast and dinner included, and a show at the Carolina Opry. On Wednesday, we'll leave Myrtle Beach, and it's just a short drive into Charleston, South Carolina. Charleston is one of this whole area of the South is some of my most favorite places in the American Southeast. But Charleston is probably my very favorite. Just tons and tons of history in Charleston, some of the most beautiful old homes you'll ever see anywhere in the country. But it's a short drive down, and then when we get there, we're going to take a cruise to Fort Sumter. Now, Fort Sumter is, of course, where the first shots of the Civil War were fired. It's a wonderful narrated tour out there, boat tour. And when we get there, you'll be able to get off the boat and go into Fort Sumter. There's costumed interpreters doing the work and the things that the soldiers would have been doing at the start of the Civil War. It's amazing history there. When we come back, right from the same area that the ferry boats go out to Fort Sumter, is the USS Yorktown. It's a retired U.S. aircraft carrier, and it's part of the largest maritime museum in the U.S. One of the most moving exhibits there is a museum of the Congressional Medal of Honor Society. It features exhibits that explain the origin of the Medal of Honor. And then we'll have a nice little box lunch there. And then we go into Charleston and take a horse-drawn carriage ride through the old town of Charleston. It's amazing, and it's so much fun. The drivers of the horse-drawn carriages have wonderful history to tell you about. They have hilarious stories, and it's just a nice, easy-paced way to go through old Charleston and see some of the beautiful old homes there. Late this afternoon, you're going to have a chance to be in the city market area where they have lots of shops, restaurants, and places for you to explore on your own. That night, we're going to go just a little bit outside of downtown Charleston to a lovely area called Isle of Palm, and really one of the Hampton Inns that I enjoy most of any Hampton Inn I've been in is right there in Isle of Palm. On Thursday, September 30th, you'll have breakfast included. In fact, all of your breakfasts you would notice on this are included for you on this trip, folks. And that morning, we just go a little bit outside of Charleston, out to the Plantation area, and we visit Middleton Place Plantation. This is one of the most historic and beautiful garden areas in all of the United States. The Middleton family dates back, I believe there were 2 or 3 of them that actually signed the Declaration of Independence. And they built a magnificent gardens there. It's been in a number of movies. You just can't believe the beautiful azaleas and other plants that you see there. Landscape gardens. It is probably my favorite gardens of any place in the United States. So you'll have a guided tour all through the gardens. In fact, they claim to have the oldest azalea plant in all of the United States at Middleton Place Plantation. And they have quite an interesting history of during the Civil War as well. They call this area around Charleston the Low Country, and it's because along the coast there, it is the Low Country as opposed to the mountains that are further inland. But they call it the Low Country, and we will have a wonderful low country luncheon on the grounds of Middleton Plantation. Just a terrific meal with great food that is indicative of the area. So that afternoon, after we've toured Charleston, we will be heading on into Savannah. Savannah is less than 2 hours away. And when we get into Savannah, we're going to get on a trolley tour, which is a whole lot of fun. Savannah was laid out by a British general that laid it out in all these different squares. And those squares still remain today. They're full of gardens and homes and fountains. And Savannah's a very interesting place. There's an old story in the South that if you're from Charleston, they will ask you your name, your family name. If you're from Atlanta, they will ask you what business you're in. If you're from Savannah, they ask you what you like to drink. So a very, very eclectic place there in Savannah, very interesting, lots of great history there. So we'll do the trolley tour, and then our Hampton Inn there, it's a Holiday Inn Express there, is right in the heart of the historic district. So when you're done with your trolley tour, we'll check into our Holiday Inn Express, and you can walk back to many of these different squares and so forth and really enjoy Savannah on your own. I'm ready for the next one. Then on Friday, October 1st, you will have breakfast at your hotel, and then the morning free is again for you to explore Savannah on your own. One of the real interesting places that dates back to the very founding of Savannah is the Riverwalk, where they still have the original cobblestone streets and that sort of thing. Some neat restaurants and shops down there. But you've got good time in Savannah on this trip to just explore on your own. But after that morning with your time in Savannah, we will be heading back to the Hampton Inn in Asheville, and we'll overnight there that night on Friday, October 1st. And then our last day, breakfast at your hotel, and then a comfortable ride back to Indianapolis. Okay, folks, our inclusions, again, we do everything in an upscale first-class manner, but you have the round-trip transportation on the deluxe modern tour motor coach. We have a total of 11 meals included, 6 breakfasts, 2 lunches, and 3 dinners. One thing that I'm real proud of on our Provident trips is if we included in the trip, we include the tax and gratuity. So all your taxes are included, the gratuities to your bus driver, your tour guide, and hotel luggage handlers. All those tips are included, and we will have a Provident professional tour director to go along. I hope to be able to be the tour director in your trip. I go with many of my groups, and I've been to this area many times, so I have some fun stories to share with you. We do include the 6 nights accommodations, and again, all the sightseeing and admissions as we mentioned them. All right, folks, regarding the costs of the trip is $1,499 per person double. That means 2 people to a room. If there's a single traveler not sharing the cost of the room with a roommate, it's a bit more at $1,899 per person. And by the same token, if there's more people sharing the room, 3 or 4, it's a bit cheaper at $1,379. We do request a $150 per person deposit with your reservation, and I am thrilled to say our response on this trip has already been terrific. We've already got 18 reservations, and in this day and age with everything going on, I think having 18 to start is a great, great start and makes the trip look very positive. We do ask for the deposit by June 21st. And there are cancellation penalties. If you do make a reservation and you need to cancel before June 24th, there is a $50 per person penalty. If you have to cancel after June 24th, there is a 100% cost of the package price penalty. We do offer travel protection, and we recommend travel protection. Travel protection will cover you or your roommate if you or your roommate have a accident or illness, or if a close family member has accident or illness. So please ask about that when you make your reservation. Our contacts for the shrine, if you want to call for information, are Mike McClary and Tim Whitaker. Now, for reservations, you want to call direct to Provident Travel, and you'd see our phone numbers there. Any of the ladies that answer the phone can take your reservation and answer questions. I put together the trip, and I often am the tour guide, as I mentioned. So there's my name and number, Joe Ramos. If you just have general questions, I'd be more than happy to answer. And we do have detailed flyers that give you day by day in black and white. So if you would like to get a detailed flyer, please call us for information. Thank you all so much for joining in. I'm in hopes that as things clear up and the vaccine rolls out, that I would be able to come up and do an in-person presentation and meet you good folks face to face. Thank you so much. I'm so much looking forward to the trip.